Have you ever played a board game and thought, I could design something better than this, but then convinced yourself it would take months or even years to create your first game? I used to stare at my game collection, dreaming about designing my own masterpiece. But every time I tried to start, I'd get overwhelmed by complicated rulebooks, fancy components, and the belief that game design was only for experts with years of experience. I'd spend hours researching, watching tutorials, and planning elaborate systems that never made it past my notebook. But here's what changed everything for me. You can create your first playable board game in under 1 hour using what I call the rapid prototype method. This isn't about creating the next Monopoly. It's about building something fun and functional that you can actually play today. Let me walk you through the 5 simple steps that will have you testing your first game within the next 60 minutes. Step 1 is choosing your core mechanic.
Pick just one simple action that players will repeat throughout the game. This could be rolling dice and moving, drawing cards and playing them, or placing tokens on a board. The key here is simplicity. Your brain naturally wants to overcomplicate things, but games like Yahtzee use just dice rolling, and Uno uses just card matching. These simple mechanics work because players can learn them instantly and focus on strategy instead of rules. This step should take you 5 minutes maximum. Step 2 is creating your win condition. Decide exactly how someone wins your game in one clear sentence. First to collect 10 points wins. First to reach the finish line wins. Last player standing wins. Psychology research shows that clear goals activate our brain's reward system, making games more engaging. When players know exactly what they're working toward, they stay motivated and focused. Write this win condition on a piece of paper and put it where you can see it. This prevents you from changing the goal halfway through design. Step 3 is building your prototype with whatever you have around your house. Use index cards, poker chips, dice, or even coins and paper clips. Don't worry about how it looks. The ugliest prototypes often become the most successful games because you're focusing on mechanics instead of aesthetics. Professional designers call this rapid iteration, and it's how companies like Hasbro test hundreds of ideas quickly. Spend 15 minutes maximum gathering materials and drawing your basic board or cards. Step 4 is writing your rules in exactly 3 sentences. If you can't explain your game in 3 sentences, it's too complicated for a first design. Here's an example. Roll the dice and move your piece that many spaces. If you land on a special space, draw a card and follow its instructions. First player to reach the end wins. This constraint forces you to eliminate unnecessary complexity and creates games that are easy to teach others. Most successful party games follow this same principle of extreme simplicity. Step 5 is playing your game immediately, even if it feels broken. Set a timer for 20 minutes and start playing, even if you're playing alone or with just one other person. Don't stop to fix problems during this first playtest. Instead, write down what doesn't work and keep playing. This immediate testing reveals problems you never would have spotted just by thinking about the game. It's like the difference between reading about riding a bike and actually getting on one. Now I know what you're thinking. This sounds too simple. Real board games are complex and took years to develop. I was skeptical too when I first heard about rapid prototyping. I thought my first game would be terrible and embarrassing to show anyone. But here's what happened. After creating my first 1-hour prototype, something incredible shifted in my mindset. I realized that game design isn't about perfection on the first try. It's about iteration and improvement. That ugly first prototype led to a second version, then a third, and within a month, I had created something that my friends actually wanted to play repeatedly. More importantly, I had proven to myself that I could create games, not just consume them. So here's your challenge. Set aside 1 hour this week, gather some basic materials, and create your first board game prototype using these 5 steps. Don't worry about making it perfect. Focus on making it playable. You'll be amazed at what you can accomplish when you give yourself permission to start small and simple. Remember, every legendary game designer started with their first terrible prototype. The difference between dreamers and creators is that creators are willing to make something imperfect today, instead of waiting for the perfect idea tomorrow.